You know, AJ Styles is a guy who's known for having so many memorable, career-defining matches.
Definitely.
You know, triple threat match with Daniels and Joe.
Yeah.
New Japan against Nakamura.
That's a good one.
Beating John Cena clean at SummerSlam. But none of them hold a candle to his match that he had on SmackDown with the legendary, chinless wonder, James Ellsworth.
That did indeed happen. Welcome to the Smackdown Rundown. We had some interesting fallout from No Mercy. Let's talk about some of the stuff that kind of just flew by here. We had Naomi.
That was SmackDown in general.
That's true. There was a lot of funny stuff. It was not a lot of substance in this one. Naomi defeated Carmella with a bridging jackknife pin after a distraction from Nikki Bella. Nikki then chased Carmella around until Carmella was able to awkwardly escape out into the crowd. Almost tripped over the barricade while doing so.
She got stuck.
Got herself stuck. So we're still running with that.
Some dude just put a piece of gum. So she jumps up and just go.
And that, while the match was going on, Alexa was watching, and Alexa said that she doesn't feel like the win against Naomi was fair. She was expecting a match for the women's championship, and she could beat Naomi any day of the week. And Daniel Bryan's like, well, why don't we do it next week then? So apparently we're going to get Alexa versus Naomi 2
and now she's going to beat Naomi's ass.
Hopefully. We had Jimmy Uso versus Chad Gable in singles action, which was another very quick match, where Jimmy Uso actually beat Chad Gable with a roll-up when Jay put his feet into the ring and gave some leverage to his brother, allowing the pin to happen.
That's unique.
Kind of a sketchy pin.
Unique New York.
And then in other tag team news, we had the Hype Bros talking and the Ascension creeping on. But we also got a little bit of a challenge from SmackDown to Raw for the next pay-per-view that we'll see SmackDown at, which will be a joint pay-per-view, that being Survivor Series.
Survivor Series used to be one of my favorite pay-per-views.
It used to mean a lot. Like, I think
it used to mean a lot more until like the early 2000s.
I think 98 was the last year that it really meant so, because that was the year they did the tournament, the Deadly Games tournament, right?
Yeah.
98. That was the last year where Survivor Series was like an important staple.
Yeah, and I mean it's like because it basically used to be the whole pay-per-views were all the elimination Survivor Series style matches. Right. And so you got like almost everyone on the roster was in a match at Survivor Series because you'd like 5 or 6 matches, all of teams of 5 versus 5 or 4 versus 4.
Absolutely.
And even some of the earlier years they had the Soul Survivor matches, which is like basically all the teams were split, good guy teams versus bad guy teams.
Right.
And then whoever was left on the winning of the bad guy teams and whoever was left on the winning of the good guys teams would combine together and face off in the main event.
Really? Okay, that's cool.
But I mean, it's become a bastardized version of Survivor Series when they started doing like 1 year where there's one Survivor Series style match.
Yeah.
At Survivor Series. But this one's going to be kind of cool because SmackDown threw the gauntlet down. They want 5 against 5, the top guys, 5 against 5, the top girls, and 5 against 5, the top teams, Raw versus SmackDown.
Yeah, so
basically all the tag teams.
Yeah, with the exception of whoever's going to be in the tag team title matches.
I'm guessing there probably won't be one.
No, there will. There's enough. They're not going to be the best tag teams. Because, like, I'm thinking Raw, we're going to get people like Golden Truth. We'll get...
Well, see, I'm saying best of the best. I figure we're going to have probably Roman Reigns and Dolph Ziggler leading Team Raw and Team SmackDown, being the United States and the Intercontinental Champion.
That's fine. I'm talking like tag teams though.
Yeah, I don't think the team captains will be the tag team champions of both brands.
I don't think so.
Because there's not going to be enough time to do all the title matches.
Well, no, that's why they're not going to have Intercontinental. Well, no, actually they probably are going to have Intercontinental because we had the issues between Miz and Ziggler.
That's potential.
So that will probably still happen. But yeah, so 3 matches at least will be the traditional Survivor Series matches.
Only if Raw accepts the challenge.
Which would kind of look bad on the part of Stephanie and Mick if they don't accept the challenge.
Absolutely.
So we will have to wait and see for.
They look like fraidy cats.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens next Monday on Raw to see what they end up being, and then we'll see the building of the teams over the next month and a half ish. But we open the show with Dolph Ziggler coming out, talking, just really excited about his win on Sunday, being the champion. Miz came out. Him and Maurice were mourning the death of the Intercontinental Championship, dressed in very funeral-esque clothes. And Miz is so enraged with this loss. Like, he is beside himself. And it's now kind of turned the way we kind of led up to this match, where Miz was just kind of like poking fun and, haha, look at all this stuff that you're not going to be able to do, and I'm the champion. And now Dolph is getting to switch that.
Yeah.
Because he ended up replaying little bits of the end of the match where we saw Miz pouting after losing the championship. And so now it's, were you crying? Are you going to cry now? And the crowd's getting into it and everything. And Miz isn't having it. And he says, no, you stop it. No, I'm the best at this. I'm not done with you, and neither are they.
Spirit Squad!
And apparently, so we had Mikey and Kenny come out and let Dolph know that he was going to be in a handicap match.
In the form of a cheer.
To which you said, well, wait a second. Who was going to sign off on this match? Because I don't think either Daniel Bryan or Shane would sign off on putting the Intercontinental Champion in a handicap match.
Yeah.
But it happens.
Maybe that's part of Miz's renegotiated contract.
Part of his contract?
Maybe he gets to book the Spirit Squad's matches. That's just one of those moments I see, like
he's had like a really
when he was revising the contract, and like he sends it over to like Daniel Bryan and Shane. They're like looking through, and they go, okay, that's how much he wants to get paid. Okay, that's how many appearances he wants to make. He wants to book the Spirit Squad. I guess.
Danny Bryan's just like
Maurice is back.
Like, and that I guess maybe that was part of the contract was hiring the Spirit Squad back because they weren't exactly signed or with the company at all.
Yeah, that's another thing that nobody's asked. It's like, well, how do they just get to come back?
Because wrestling.
It's
one of those things that you put out of your mind. But regardless. Yeah, we're wondering who signed off on it.
Really, really forward-thinking to a feud with Dolph Ziggler and get his contract renegotiated.
He knew what was going to happen. But yeah, Dolph Ziggler ends up doing the match. It's fun watching him fight off 2 guys at the same time. The fact that he's as resourceful as he is. And I gotta say, Mikey and Kenny working very well, better than I've ever seen any 2 members of the Spirit Squad work as a tag team. They were obviously, other than Dolph Ziggler, they were the elite of that group. Because they were working extremely well as a tag team.
Johnny was good.
I don't remember anything Johnny ever did.
Mitch
was...
He didn't do much.
Wasn't Mitch always the one that kind of led the cheers?
Mitch was the guy who was always the manager.
Oh yeah, he had the megaphone.
Yeah, he was the one that always stood outside the ring while they all wrestled.
It's because his name didn't end with a Y.
Yeah.
Dolph Ziggler does end up defeating the Spirit Squad after getting a massive super kick on Kenny out of nowhere. Miz and Mikey get in and they start a 3-on-1 beatdown on Ziggler. until they are run off by the tag team champions, Heath Slater and Rhino. What a strange 6-man tag match we have heading our way.
Yeah. I was just trying to think of, like, how bizarre, like, the Smackdown 10-man tag team is going to be, like, Slater and Rhino, the Spirit Squad, the Usos, American Alpha, and the Ascension.
God.
It's gonna be a weird fucking team.
That's probably the most eclectic group of 10 you could put together. That's.
God knows, I'm quitting if the Hype Bros are on it.
Aww.
You said best tag teams.
Zack Ryder's on that tag team.
Yeah, he needs to be over in that other match though with the 10 best guys.
Well, that probably won't happen. We also had a victory speech from the WWE World Champion AJ Styles. He kind of went on his own Chris Jericho moment here, where he just got to talk about how he beat John Cena and Dean Ambrose in the same night. He's already beaten them both in singles matches.
Yeah, he wanted to emphasize that he beat Dean Ambrose, he's beaten John Cena, and he's beaten John Cena and Dean Ambrose.
Yeah. So he feels like there's no one else on SmackDown that's in the same picture as him and on the same level. So he needs someone who is of main event status to face him, and he tries to bring his opponent out, but Dean Ambrose comes out, and Dean Ambrose has a few things to say to him, saying, hey, you think you're so good, but I know you're not talking about me. When, obviously you know that you can't beat me. And so AJ's like, yeah, I wasn't talking about you. I'm trying to bring out a guy who is better than you. A guy who deserves a world championship match. So bring my opponent out. And it's James Ellsworth.
The chinless wonder.
And so, before this match can even get...
China.
Sin Cara?
No, Sin China.
Sin China?
No chin.
Oh, okay.
Chin Cara would just mean chin face. And that's the opposite of what he is.
Chin Cara nada.
He's like...
That's Chin nada.
Yeah, there you go.
There we
Chin
go.
Nada.
Chin nada.
No, he from the neck up, he looks like a worm.
He's... It's like Earthworm Jim.
Yeah.
Without the like weird wiggly.
That's what that hair is.
Yeah.
It's just flat.
That really bad mohawk he's got.
He's like the guy from Men in Black when he pulled his face back.
Is that better?
Except it was like this. Chin first.
Anyway,
I expect when he cuts a promo for the first time, it's gonna sound like God.
Anyway, before this match can even get started, Daniel Bryan comes out and he decides he's going to make sure this match happens right and not the handicap match. This is where we got the, who's making the matches here? Because Daniel Bryan's like, okay, hey, sure, we're...
Because again, here we have another thing where AJ Styles is now trying to make a match.
Yeah, but... and Daniel Bryan was okay with it. He's
SmackDown, the guys have no control over their talent on SmackDown.
The inmates are running the asylum.
Everybody's just trying to make their own goddamn matches.
So, but Daniel comes out. He's like, okay, yeah, we'll make this match. This match will happen. But Dean Ambrose, this was the one thing that AJ was making sure was going to happen. Dean Ambrose couldn't be at ringside. He wasn't allowed to be at commentary. He wasn't allowed to sit at ringside. He had to go away. So Daniel Bryan makes sure that he can't be at ringside because he's going to be the special guest referee.
And he stole the shirt from the actual referee who was in the ring at the time.
Yep. Even though he's not a licensed referee in the state of Canada.
Nope.
As we found out very distinctly from JBL.
JBL was very distraught.
So...
He never recovered the whole rest of the night.
No, JBL was off his rocker for the duration of the night. So, we proceed to have the biggest fuckery fest that Dean Ambrose can possibly do, trying everything he possibly can to piss off AJ Styles.
Yeah.
He keeps trying to check him for stuff. He teaches James Ellsworth how to do an arm drag. He trips him as he's chasing James. He's going out and signing autographs. He's eating popcorn. He is not
taking a phone call.
Taking a phone call while he's got a submission on. He is not pinning, and then he's hitting 2 dirty deeds, in which James Ellsworth is able to pick up the win, despite being dropped on his head during a Styles Clash.
Yeah, despite being potentially dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't check to see if he's okay. You want to check that out real quick? He did the thing that you don't do during the Styles Clash, is where you tuck your head.
Don't tuck.
It's like the only move in wrestling where you actually have to look back, because otherwise you get dropped on your head, which is
I've
broken.
seen it happen to Roderick Strong.
Yeah,
I've seen it happen to Yoshitatsu.
Yeah, it's broken both of their necks. You know,
it's ugly.
We're gonna find out if James Ellsworth. We're gonna find out what the status of James Ellsworth is. But regardless, Daniel Bryan and Shane end up making AJ realize that is official. That is official in the record books that James Ellsworth defeated the WWE World Champion AJ Styles. So AJ's like, all right, fine. I'll just have to take things into my own hands. But yeah, I understand, and he walks away. And then Daniel Bryan's like, hey Shane, speaking of James Ellsworth, I've got an idea for next week. So we're going to see something with James Ellsworth next week. You got a... No?
The phone's going slow.
Okay. But one thing that we didn't see this week was...
Yeah. So, I just want to make this announcement, because we didn't watch Talking Smack.
Oh, that's true.
It is officially announced on Talking Smack tonight by General Manager Daniel Bryan.
Oh.
That next week, we're going to have a WWE Championship match.
Okay.
Between AJ Styles and James Ellsworth.
It's official. So he must be good to go.
Yeah, he's fine. He showed up on Talking Smack wearing a nice button-up shirt and a tie.
Okay, good. We're good to know.
You know, when he
James
puts a
is
collared
good.
shirt on, it makes him almost look like he has a chin.
Almost.
Yeah, that's...
But yeah, one thing that we might see next week, because it didn't happen this week, is Kurt Hawkins didn't make his in-ring debut.
No, he did
Because
not.
apparently, time waits for no man, except for Kurt Hawkins. So maybe we'll see the debut of Kurt Hawkins next week. But in our main event, we had a tag team match where Randy Orton teamed up with Kane to take on Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper. Randy and Kane had a small conversation before the match in which Kane was very worried about Randy.
Yeah, Randy's got issues.
Randy went on a very Bray Wyatt-y type rant towards him, and Kane's just like, Randy, you have issues. And that got a chuckle, as most of SmackDown did get a chuckle. The tag team match was alright. It was a very traditional tag team match in the...
Orton at one point, though, man, had, something got in Orton's pants, and he fucking, started going nuts.
Yeah.
Throwing Harper over the commentary table, throwing Bray Wyatt all over the place.
Yeah,
clotheslining him on the floor, going over the steps.
Orton, I think, is pretty fed up at this point, because not only did he have to lose against Brock Lesnar, then he wasn't able to be at Backlash, then he got screwed over at No Mercy. Randy Orton is at no fucks given mode at this point.
Yeah.
And so he took that out on the Wyatts for the back half of this match, and he and Bray end up he tried to go for an RKO, ended up getting kicked in the face by Harper, and then him and Wyatt are both down. They're both going for the hot tags.
Yeah.
He's reaching. He's almost there to Kane. We get the Wyatt. Lights go out. Lights come back on. And he's reaching for a tag to Luke Harper. And the commentary team are like, where's Kane?
Specifically, JBL.
JBL is so unbelievably worried at this point. He can't cope with what's going on right now.
After everything that's happened, after the fact that Dean Ambrose got to be special referee and all the other shenanigans, also Fandango is missing.
Yeah, that was on.
He was sad that Kurt Hawkins didn't debut. So much chicanery. And this was just like the straw that broke the camel's back.
So, needless to say, Randy doesn't make the tag. He gets hit with Sister Abigail. Him and Kane lose the match, and we go off the air with JBL and Morrow going, "Where's Kane?"
Yeah.
That's Morrow's the last voice we hear saying, "Where's Kane?" So,
I just love JBL. You don't lose a 7-foot superstar.
It's true. So, yeah, needless to say, Smackdown was interesting this week. Lots of funny bits.
What it wasn't what we've expected from SmackDown since the brand split, because SmackDown since the brand split has been putting on really good shows.
Absolutely.
It's not following suit the way that it has been normally.
No.
But still highly entertaining.
Yeah, it was like, it definitely wasn't the, hey, let's make things as new and as exciting as possible. It was just, how funny can we make this episode?
Yeah,
I didn't even mention the fact that when Dolph kicked Kenny in the face, Morrow yelled, "Oh my God, he killed Kenny!" And I about lost it.
Yeah.
So yeah, just comedy. It
reminded me of like when Triple H was writing Raw during the writer strikes.
Oh we had that.
The DX had their reunion.
Yeah.
But it was just like there was like when Triple H and like he had Shawn helping him, and when they were writing the Raws, like there were so many comedy bits.
Yeah.
Spread throughout, so it was kind of cool.
So maybe Triple H was a part of the writing of this SmackDown, because we know Triple H is good at funny shit. But regardless, that's it for the SmackDown rundown. Thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe
to Kurt Hawkins. Click all the links down in the description that send to all of our social medias. There's also a SoundCloud link for those of you that are watching us on YouTube. For those of you that are listening to us on SoundCloud, come on over to the YouTube where you can check out special videos like this week's review of No Mercy.
Yeah, you don't get that on the SoundCloud.
Yeah. What you also don't get on SoundCloud, and you also don't get here on the Wrestling Rundown, is all the videos we have on Reasonable Wrestling Fans.
That's reasonable with a W. Like wrestling.
Where you get all of our YouTube stuff, unboxing videos, reaction videos, punishment videos, based on who wins the pay-per-views. And we got one of those coming up this week.
Yeah, like really soon, because I brought the hot sauce bottle. I have the ghost pepper hot sauce that I have to eat because he beat me at the No Mercy predictions.
I did. So be sure to look forward to that coming out later on this week. Check out all the other videos. We'll also be doing the reaction to Delete or Decay. That'll be coming out very soon as well. It's going to be a torturous week for Kevin Hawk.
If you can't tell from like the last 3 weeks of hyping it up, I've been putting it off.
Yeah, he doesn't want to do it. So check out all those videos. Check out all the links. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at whatever video you decide to watch next. Where's Kane?